Mission.
It is a mission, man. Toronto to the boonies is no joke.
I honestly thought I was going to get murdered coming here. I was like,
You're not the first person to actually comment that.
This is Murder's Row, though.
love that.
Yeah.
But if I was going to go, I'd, prefer it to be in a forest.
Yeah, forest in a silent
in Palm Beach, Ontario.
In a quiet, unassuming town, northern Ontario. All right, you ready? Hit the fucking themes, buddy.
All right.
We'll bring it in, all right?
So, theme song, are you familiar with the Facts of Life? The old TV show?
No.
Okay, well, when they say facts, you say snacks. That's how it works, all right?
Okay.
You're so funny.
I just, I want them to be...
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
The snacks of life. The snacks of life.
There's a time you gotta go and show you
back
growing.
snacks.
Now you know about
The snacks of life. The snacks of life.
When the world
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Snacks of Life podcast with comedian Mike Rito and the Snack Man with this week's guest, Emily from Comeback Snack.
As always, the Snacks of Life is presented by
I couldn't
canamatch.ca.
remember her name. I'm not even gonna. I was like, Emily from Comeback Snacks. Emily, and nobody looked at me. I was like, I'm going with Emily, baby, whatever.
Perfect.
Nailed it. Canamatch.ca, proud sponsor. Also, shout out Liquid Death.
Oh man, I can't remember your great Canamatch line. Canamatch.ca. Are you looking for friends or more? You were great.
Friends and fun.
Friends and fun. That's what it is.
Did you see how awkward Glenn got when I asked him? He said something about couples. I'm like, so it's for swingers, and he's like, no. I'm like, so it's not for swingers, and he's like, well, whatever you do in your private life is, and I'm like, so it's for swingers then.
He's
So,
all right, man. So who do we got here today, brother? Who's our guest?
Miss Emily O'Brien from Comeback Snacks. Emily has quite a crazy story, and came to my attention actually through a friend of mine. Just kind of popped up, and I got captivated with this story. And I don't know a lot about it. I tried to be as not Nardwar as possible on this one, Mikey. Nardwar. But the gist of it is that you got yourself caught up in an international drug ring.
Yes.
So why don't you give us the Coles Notes up to speed version of, just like the start, and then I'll ask the questions that I have because of what I know the story.
Yeah, so it was 2013, 2014. I was just going through a really shitty period of my life, but I was also running a company in Toronto. Was kind of abusing substances heavily.
What substances?
Cocaine and alcohol.
Cocaine's good. Yeah, it'll ruin your life though. No, yeah. It's fun though. It is fun when you're doing it.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I have had fun times on those things.
Yeah, yeah.
It was at a point where it went from celebration to medication.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That's yeah.
And that's the line that's it's very easy to cross. Definitely, where it becomes more than just an occasional thing, but definitely when you're living a fast and a fast-paced life, sometimes you get stuck into some fast-paced things. Yeah. I think we all are guilty of that.
Not me, man.
Mike Rita, you told us you smoked crack on this podcast about 4 episodes ago.
Not me, man. That was
That's the other Mike Rita.
That was Pizza Jen.
That was Pizza Jen.
They're giving out free crack kits now in Toronto, so if you ever find yourself,
Free crack giveaway?
The devices, yeah.
Oh, the devices, like the stems?
Like the pipes or something.
Free crack pipes in Toronto?
Yeah, but do they come with the little flower? Because that's what makes you feel special when you're a young crackhead. You get to keep that little flower that comes in the glass fucking tube, man. I don't know. That's a real cracky thing if anybody knows what I'm talking about.
I think Toronto's getting jealous of Vancouver now that they're starting to give out free crack pipes.
No, they're like, wow, Vancouver, you guys think you have a problem? Look at us.
Vancouver's giving out needles and free drugs? We're going to give them pipes.
I'm actually pro all that stuff. I don't even care about any of that.
Me too. I think it's great.
But because
so you're working for a big company. You're probably making good cash. You're living fast.
I had my own company.
You had your own company.
Yeah.
And what did you do then?
I had a boutique. I just call it boutique because it was small, and I ran social media accounts for people in the area in Liberty Village. So it was very easy to kind of immerse yourself in a world, and all those things were not just prevalent, they were
accepted.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
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 So anyway, I realized I was at a point where I knew it wasn't serving me well, but I wasn't ready to stop, and I didn't know how really to stop because I felt I just kept, telling myself that.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, trust me, I've been there. We were very open on this show about addictions, for sure.
Yeah. And so anyway, I meet someone through my work. We do some business together. He was actually sober at the time, or allegedly, and then so we became friends. Like some people call my boyfriend. He was not my boyfriend. Like we didn't even bang or anything.
You didn't bang him?
No.
What?
That is the threshold. Let's be honest, man.
It was a Tinder era. So
you met him on Tinder?
No.
Okay. It was a Tinder era, though. Okay.
Man, remember there was that hookup era, though. Man.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, when I read the story, I'm glad that you got that out, because that was actually one of the questions I had.
Yeah.
Because when I read the story, I was like, okay, so she met this dude. He threw her like some mean rod and convinced her to go down here and do this. That was what I deducted from it. I was like, yeah, she was in. Like
That's
he had her.
He had Howard Stern moment on this whole podcast. You're like,
that's on Greatest Hits. That's on Greatest Hits Volume 2.
Dude, honestly, it's the comedic relief in a serious story, so it's okay.
So
I think that's
so you meet this guy and he's charming, obviously, right?
Well, nice, super nice. Like just. He was like, I want to help you get on this like sober path, blah, blah. But then I think I looked at that as like a justification for like the shady side of
the red flags that were clearly.
Well, not clear. They didn't exist. Like, you're kind of colorblind, right? You're just like, oh.
No,
Yeah. Like,
so he was preaching sobriety to you.
Yeah. And I was like, I knew that I kind of liked that about him. And so, yeah, he's like, let's like go on this trip. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, let's go on a trip. And it's not like I just like went on a trip with this person I didn't know.
How long had you been even just like acquaintances with this?
Yeah. About 8 months. Like, so
8 months.
I met him in like the winter of 2014.
Okay. Yeah. And for like 8 months, just kind of like on and off, you guys are hanging out, you're partying. He's not doing substances, but I assume like you guys are drinking and hanging out. And
no, he didn't even drink.
It was just all.
He didn't even drink. What a fucking jerk.
I will mention at this point of the podcast that you've never thrown this guy under the bus either. Like, you don't name him. You don't like, you kind of disassociated yourself with him, which kind of proves to me that you're still solid, just so you know.
Thanks. Yeah.
Because, like, you have every reason to throw the guy under the bus if you wanted to, and you didn't. That's solid. So he's charming, obviously. And 8 months in, he asked you if you want to go on a vacation. During this time period, did you think he was trying to bang you?
No, because he never like really tried.
Now that's interesting to me because as a woman, you're like what, 19 at this time?
I was 24. Like
24?
I got arrested at 25. I'm 33 now.
Yeah. So you're 24 and a random dude asked you if you want to go on a vacation to what was it, Aruba or something?
It was, he asked me to go to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And then when we got to the airport, I looked at the ticket and it was somewhere else.
Where was it? It was like Saint Martin or something.
Lucia, yeah.
Saint Lucia.
I was like, who's Lucia?
Yeah, no kidding. I thought we were going to Rico.
But like, so this guy asked you on a trip. Me as like, I would have thought he was trying to bang me at that point. Would you, Reets?
I was a very nice person.
You took a chick on an all-inclusive trip to fucking an island and you weren't trying to lay it to her?
I never had that kind of option.
Okay.
I don't even know what the fucking. Listen, man. If I took I wouldn't fucking take a chick to an island.
Oh man, I've done some stupid shit. Reets.
Why the fuck you taking chicks to islands?
I haven't taken chicks to islands, but I've definitely taken chicks on trips that I never know. Man, one time in Montreal.
Her story's on hold. How many chicks and how many islands are we talking here?
I haven't taken a chick. Wait, let me think about this for a second.
This is getting worse. How many chicks?
No. I haven't taken a chick on an all-inclusive, but I have taken girls to like Montreal, New York.
And you're going there in the hopes of banging them.
I have picked up girls on a Friday night that I've never met my entire life and gone away out for a full weekend.
In the hopes of having some fucking wild.
No, of course I'm. Come on, Reets. It's like of course I'm gonna.
I would never, ever, ever. And this is me being honest, bro. I could never waste a fucking minute of my time going on some long weekend trip with some broad.
Well, I always was doing something for myself. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to a Habs game. I'm going to a Habs game, so I'm like, all right.
I don't know if you know this, bro. I've been Reets for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
I've been doing the old jokey McTokey for a long time, bro. Yeah. Through my sexual peaks of my 20s.
Yeah.
Your boy Reets was going on no trips to pick up no chicks.
You ever had a hooker fuck you for free? You don't need to answer that.
I'm gonna tell a story here. And then I promise you we'll get back to your story. Okay?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm chill.
We're the worst at this.
I'm out of the car. It's great. I'm not murdered.
You're not wrong.
I'm not murdered. She
You're
says.
like, this looks pretty official. We're good. I know that paranoia. After you're like, for the rest of my life, I am on high alert. Do not fuck with me. I am on high alert. Listen, but wait. You asked me if a hooker ever fuck. Listen, I don't call them hookers. I call them escorts. I have respect.
Okay.
All right.
I can't use degrading comments.
Comic friend of mine gets an escort.
Yeah. It's always the extra. It's always the extra.
He's an idiot. He's just a weirdo, bro. All right, buddy bangs the escort. For some reason, I'm smoking a joint outside after they do their thing. Lady comes to me. She's like, "Hey, are you smoking a joint?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you mind if I smoke? I just cleaned up." And she made sure to let me know she just cleaned up. Like, your buddy's dick isn't on these lips right now. You're good. I brushed my teeth. Whatever the fuck.
Nice lady.
Good lady. Respectful.
Yeah, that's respectful.
We start smoking a J. Bro, listen, we hit it off. But I wasn't even trying to do anything. I'm just being Coolio Reets. Lady gets my number. She's like, "What's your number? I'll text you if you're in town." But she texted me the same night. She's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm just chilling out. I'm at that apartment that we met at earlier today, whatever the fuck. It was an Airbnb." Lady messaged, she's like, "Yo, I'm gonna come over, smoke a joint?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" Lady comes over.
Monkeys.
Monkeys for the boys.
Monkeys for the boys.
All right.
Okay.
Enough with our disgusting man shit.
Oh, I don't think it's disgusting.
We're the worst. I know. I'm like, me and this guy are the worst.
So
we're listening.
I just like the whole time I was listening to your story. I've listened to it. I've watched it a little bit. I read some articles the whole time. And I think most people would assume that there was some sort of romance involved in going to an island with a guy. Was he a lot older than you?
10 years, so no.
Not that bad when you're in your 20s, whatever.
Okay, but still, okay. So was it financial? Like, was he like showering you with gifts? What made you?
Actually, that's another funny story. He like got me like random presents that I didn't even want. He like got me this watch that had like no battery in it, and even though like I had my own watches, like I have a watch, buddy. I had solid finances. Like, it was like,
right.
And after we got arrested, and then they went through like all of the, obviously it's a serious charge.
Of course, yeah.
They went through all of our finances. They froze his accounts.
Yeah.
And like they didn't freeze mine.
Oh,
thank God! Yeah, that's amazing.
Because I could see that I'd never been involved in anything like that.
Yeah, like
right.
I mean, they will be able to piece together whether or not you're innocent or not, man. They have this fucking.
Well, I think the other main thing here too is that you were really honest with them from the start too, right? That worked well for you.
Yeah, and then like on the air, like it's so funny how many people are like, "Oh, like why didn't you call the authorities in St. Lucia?" Like so many people think they're fucking experts.
No.
Put yourself in those shoes and that, like
Put yourself in those flip flops.
No kidding.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, let's be realistic. At that point, you're a 24-year-old small girl in a foreign country with a guy I'm assuming is a lot bigger than you.
You guys made it to St. Lucia? I don't know the story.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. So, and like, how are you? Like, you can't fight back at that point. You're not gonna like. You have to.
I just want to go fucking home.
No
kidding.
So you get to the airport. You think you're going to Puerto Rico, which is kind of interesting because that's an American island. And you see you're going to St. Lucia. That's probably the first part where you're like, did you think to yourself, he surprised me with a bigger thing? Or were you just like, oh, well, whatever, let's roll with it?
No, that's when he was like, oh, I told you St. Lucia the whole time.
And you knew he was lying.
Yeah, because I went back in my text and I was like, oh, no, you definitely said Puerto Rico. But like he booked the tickets when I said I would go on the trip. He booked the tickets right away. And then he's like, oh, send me your passport information. And like, that is like no big deal. Like I've gone on trips. With people like you send your passport. Like most of the trips I went on by myself. Like I went to Indonesia by myself. I went to like.
Yeah, you were a well-traveled person before this.
And that was like part of like the like I can groom this girl and.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out how he groomed you. Why? Like what? How did he gain your trust so well?
Through the sobriety thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So was he keeping you sober though, or you were still on drugs when you were doing this stuff? Like you were blowing lines in St. Lucia and shit?
Actually, that's a funny thing. When we got there, that's when he like went from being sober Sam to like, oh, let's get some stuff, and because he
had to loosen you up.
He knew like what he was going to tell me when I got there.
Right. But like during the other times, like you say, he wasn't doing drugs. Was he enabling you to do drugs?
No.
He was trying to keep you away from them.
Yeah.
Wow, what a reverse flex. Because normally what they do is they'll take a girl that has a drug.
He had no muscles.
He had no muscles?
No.
Really? For some reason, I have like a vision of this person in my head, and it's probably totally incorrect. He probably looks like Weird Al or something.
You're picturing what, some giant muscled Russian fucking mafia dude?
No, I was actually picturing like somebody from St. Lucia. Like
Gilson Lubin.
Like yeah, like someone that looks like Seal. Like, you know what I mean? Like something like that, like a buff dude. Yeah. That's what I was picturing. I was picturing like somebody from the islands, because that's normally like where you get the Coke Connect, right?
Not me, man.
If she said Mexico, I would have thought that she was gone with a Mexican. I don't know, man.
And what exactly is a Mexican? No.
Anyway,
A small gardener?
it's just interesting that the way he kind of like got you was to like preach to you something that actually was helping you. That's such a like harder thing to like get away from. You know what I mean? Like
psychos, bro.
Yeah, the psychology behind that is wild. So you get on the plane. What was the plane ride like to St. Lucia? Like, what's going through your head? Are you still in vacation mode? Do you think everything's cool?
On the way there? Or the way
Yeah,
back?
on the way there.
On the way there, I was like pumped.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you stay at like an all-inclusive resort or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just like, sick, beach. We're just going to hit some fucking Bahama Mamas or whatever.
And I thought the whole trip would be like sober, because I wanted like a sober week.
Right. And he paid for the whole trip, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take you on it, because he owed me money anyway.
Oh, he owed you money.
He owed me money because like the checks like that he owed me through my company, because I did work for his company, were bouncing.
Oh, another flag. But you're like, oh, Sam's all good. That's not his name,
good
obviously.
time at capture the flag, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I mean, you did come out to this fucking studio in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know if you've learned your lesson or not. Red flags everywhere.
I'm scared now. I'm like, should I also be scared? I show up every week. Comedian Mike Rita's gone missing, Snackman.
My dog's name is Snack. She's in the car.
No.
Oh, that's cute.
Max.
Dude, the guy on the way back from the Dead show when I was driving, he's like, how do we know you're not a murderer? And Graham Bam's like, I don't know too many murderers that drive your car home for you.
No kidding.
Like,
yeah, I'll murder you after I drive you home safely.
Yeah. The one guy that decided to be sober and drive everyone home is the murderer. I'm like thinking to myself, you might be self-projecting here, guy.
No kidding, man. Fuck that guy. All right.
So you get there and he decides it's time to let loose, and you start drinking and you're partying and stuff, and then I think it was if I recall correctly, a couple days into it.
Yeah, the Wednesday.
Yeah, the Wednesday. So you land on what, like a Monday?
It was a Friday to Friday.
Friday to Friday. So on the Wednesday, he's like, how does he break it to you that what you're there for?
Yeah, so every day I would kind of go down to the pool at 3:00, 2 or 3, because like the sun was like sweltering, and I don't know, it was just I could read by the pool, and then he's like, oh, you can't go to the pool today. We're here to work. Did you think it was all fun and games? And his like demeanor switched like that.
Right. He went from nice guy.
And I was like sober. Like when he said that, I was like,
yeah,
I was kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fucking
And then you basically at that point you're like, yeah, you have to go for the ride. You're on the roller coaster. At this point you're like, you've been going up the roller coaster, clunk, 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 clunk. And then he's like, yeah, we're here to work, and you're like, and it just fucking, you have to go with the flow.
So
because
what did he mean by that? What did he mean you're here to work?
So, this is part of the story, like another part that we didn't talk about. So prior to going on this trip,
Right.
he'd come over to my apartment.
Right.
And was like, oh, I gotta talk to you. And I'm like, okay, sure. Like, about what? And then he's like, talking about this vacation. And then he's like, oh, by the way, like, if you like want to make money on this trip, we can bring drugs back. And I was like, what the fuck? This is like an essential part. So I don't really.
Yeah. So he made the offer to you in Canada.
Yeah. And I said, absolutely fucking not. And I was so mad. I was like, get out of my apartment.
Right.
He knew how much I valued my passport, and like, cause I went around the world like volunteering. And
Yeah.
Right.
So I was so pissed. And then he like left like embarrassed. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have even asked you. And then I went out that night.
Right.
And then he like obviously knew that I was out because he knew my patterns. And he's like, you know what, I'm so
He triggered you, and then you went out.
And he's like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have even mentioned that. Like, I'm such an idiot. Like, I still want to take you on this trip, and like, don't worry, like, nothing will happen. And then like, I was out, and I was like, I always believe there's good in everyone.
Yeah, that'll fuck you over a lot. I know that firsthand.
Yeah, and even to this day, like I know he's like still the same kind of person, unfortunately. But oh well. Anyway, so yeah, so I came back that night, and that's when he was like, "Send me your passport thing," and it's like it'll be like just me and you, like whatever, like
Right.
And
So then when you get to the island, he goes, "You think this was free? We're here to work." You realize this guy duped me.
yeah,
And your life's in danger if you don't do it. And truth be told and you know, people, you can go deeper on the line. Likely his life was in danger if you didn't do it too.
yeah.
Like at that point, he's bigging on you because he's working for someone else, and if you don't do what he tells you to do, then he's probably in some deep water too. So his, you know, it gets very serious very quickly.
Those like connections, and like I found out later that he was like in a lot of debt, and
Right.
so he had told them that you know that
drug debt.
To be honest, I have no fucking idea.
Right. But he was in debt to them, or he was in debt financially, like to banks and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't know, to banks, to someone.
Oh.
Just whoever.
Well, street debt's different than credit card debt.
Yeah, I don't think it was credit card debt.
So it was street debt.
Yeah.
Okay, so he probably, okay.
I'm gonna guess that the guy going to St. Lucia to fly with drugs, it's street debt.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at. So, because he's portraying himself, again, I'm getting into the psychology of this. He's portraying himself as sober Steven and that he's this good guy. And you know that a lot of like hard drug dealers don't get in, you know, Biggie, 10 crack commandments, don't ever get high on your own supply. So he's like, he probably was selling drugs and had debt. And that's how they were making him pay off his debt.
Who knows? I'll never know the truth, but to be frank, I don't really give a
doesn't
shit
matter.
at all.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't apply to you. So you get there and he's like, "We're gonna work." And if I'm not mistaken, he takes you somewhere, right?
Yeah. So we get picked up in this like random car, you know, and you know, like all-inclusive resorts, like they're often, you travel kind of like on a bus for like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you leave the airport and it's like, oh, it's all paved roads, and then the buses go down these like rickety fucking roads. And so like these people that I don't know. Oh no, sorry, it's one guy. They pick us up and I'm in the back seat, and like, you know, sometimes when you think you're like in danger, you're like, oh my god, I have to like look at the signpost and
then mark my areas.
And I was like, I didn't think I was in danger because I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was just like a joke. I was like, okay, whatever. And then we go to this house and it looks like a bed and breakfast, and then there's a bunch of people inside, but like there's no vicious doll. You know, when you have,
it's not a drug house. You don't walk in and there's a bunch of bricks all over the place and all that kind of shit.
Well, there was bricks, but they're in cupboards because it looked like in a kitchen.
Right.
Okay. But there wasn't like fancy cars in the drive.
Right.
And there was a lady there that like was really nice to me. She's like, "Thank you so much for doing this," and I was so confused. And then so that's like, he's like not even looking at me at this point. And then so they take my measurements, and because they have to take your measurements to like size you up for like this drug smuggling outfit that you're wearing.
Right. Which is super weird to me because that seems like a surefire way to get busted in my head.
To wear it?
To wear it. Like to like wear it in your clothes. I don't know why.
No way, man.
Oh, we're taking a pause so I can get my other liquid death.
Yeah, do that. You can go. We'll me and Reets will just we'll politic a bit. Just be careful on all this stuff.
On the wires?
Yeah, you don't want to smash yourself.
No, wearing drugs is a classic way of smuggling them, man. People have been wearing hash.
Yeah, but what was the first advice you got when someone
up in the butt?
Yeah, that was a watertight briefcase. Super secret watertight briefcase. I mean, you can get a lot of drugs inside you. Like the classic way that I would be, like, if I were to be the snack man and want to smuggle snacks, it'd probably be to digest it, like balloons.
No,
you do, bud.
I couldn't eat it. I get too scared something's gonna happen in my brutal intestines.
I had a friend who got raided, and when he got raided, he swallowed a baggie of coke, and he died in the Penetang. He died in the Penetang jail. Yeah. When it opened, and he overdosed, and his mother tried to get him out because she knew he did it, was trying to get him out, and said he was going to go into medical distress, and they just let him die. True story.
Yeah, and like that's what happens all the time when people
Swallow.
ingest it. Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends on like that, like your stomach acid and what's in your stomach, and there's like all sorts of crazy methods for that. I mean, you could put it in your butt too. That's what has always been suggested. I used to know a guy that used to bring stuff back from. I think he went to like Brazil or something though, somewhere in South America, and he was the super secret watertight briefcase guy. That was his line.
I couldn't stick some shit in my ass.
I don't need drugs that badly, and I'm never going to be in that bad a debt. But the fact of the matter is that you really just got taken advantage of to clear someone else's debt. So at this point, this lady's like, "All right, I'm gonna take your measurements." You know, it's game on at that point, and you have a few days in between, obviously.
Yeah.
How's your the rest of the time dealing with him now that you know that this isn't a joke anymore?
Oh, absolutely horrific. Like I was like, I'm gonna be so
Like you have to
bad at
sleep.
this.
You have to sleep beside this guy and stuff, right?
Yeah. Like I just like honestly, I went out. Like I went out on my own. I went to karaoke and sang New York, New York, and I went to a karaoke bar.
You got to get it out somehow, man. Fuck, like what am I doing here?
Give us just a little bit of Frank Sinatra, please.
Start spreading the news.
Oh shit.
Fuck, she's singing it like a Marilyn Monroe or something,
I
eh?
know.
Wow, the AI is not that good.
Coming out of the cake.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Damn. Emily O'Brien, Comeback Snacks. It actually had a different name to start, didn't it?
Yes, it's called Cons and Kernels.
Cons and Kernels.
That's a good name too.
Yeah, but after I got out of prison, I realized it was a name that kind of alienated us more. So like, who's gonna buy some popcorn from some convicts? And because that wasn't the whole point. The whole point was actually to make what I went
Like I'm
through
on
and
the
what people
comeback.
went through like kind of more universal.
Right, to take away the stigma of it. I get it. And also, like, Cons and Kernels, when you're in jail, come back when you're out, because now you're on the rise. You know what I mean? Like, it's your...
Yeah.
I get it. So you have to deal with this guy. You basically avoid him for the next 3 days, and then he decides you got to go back to the house, like the day of the flight, I assume, or something. Or did they bring it to the resort, or how did that work?
Yeah, so we had to go back there, and then they fitted us with it, and then
So he smuggled too.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it looked like it was a pair of bike shorts, like what they had, and they had like kangaroo pockets, like one in a pouch in the front and a pouch in the back, and then this like ugly tropical dress that I would never wear.
Right.
And he's like, oh, don't worry, like they won't be able to. It looked like there was a Kleenex box shoved under my dress.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, yeah. So like I did my best to do it, but then at the same time, I was like, I told him multiple times I was gonna be bad at it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it, but I just like wanted to go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like this is the only way I'm gonna get home.
Yeah.
Get me to a fucking airport.
And I think the other thing too is that he again probably didn't have a fucking choice either. If he's smuggling himself, did it at any point? I guess you didn't have the means with you, or you just were afraid that the repercussions later. Because obviously, if you're a seasoned traveler, you could have bounced to the airport and fucked off like in the middle of the night, or like timed it out. I assume.
No, because the flights leave at a certain time.
So if you left, he would have known.
Yeah, and like what I was told is that everyone like was in on it, right? And like I didn't know like.
Oh, he had said that like everyone at the airport was in on it, and
And like whether or not that's true, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's like I know there's like obviously levels of corruption that go on in certain countries.
levels. Those countries are fucked. You're for real. No, I mean, like, if somebody told me the guy at the airport wasn't going to arrest me and it was like organized crime.
Oh, we're almost at the peak of the story. It's like I'm on edge here watching like a sick movie. I'm like, they strapped the drugs onto you, lady. What happens next?
It's a crazy story.
Yeah, well, I never know anything, so that way I always have these virgin ears to every story and every guest, and I need to know what the fuck happens next. These people strap some drugs onto you. What the fuck happens?
So they have the bike shorts, and then we get, because obviously they're not going to give us drugs and put us back at the hotel.
No kidding.
So on the last day they and I was like, because our flight, like our bus to the airport left early.
Right, so you're at the airport.
I was stone cold sober, and I was like, thank God, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure I could have just like drank so much more and like thought, but I wanted to be sober because I wanted to somehow let whoever know when I landed that I didn't want to do it without sabotaging the entire operation because they weren't my drugs.
Right.
So if I was like, oh, help me, and made this big fucking scene at the airport,
Dude, it'd be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew very little about that world, obviously. But
Right.
I knew enough that just trying to get home would be the best.
Best route.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair.
Of course, man. You're in another country. You're under some other guy's watch, and he knows where you're at, and he knows where your room. Fuck,
And you don't know who, like, obviously,
You don't know who he knows.
people.
Yeah.
He obviously knows people that I never thought he would know,
Right.
who have a lot of influence, and
Yeah.
yeah, so. And he had my passport identity.
Right.
But, like, they had my passport, like, with all my information on it.
Right.
So.
So even if you got to the airport, they might not have been able to. You might not have been able to get on a plane because they would have been like, that bitch ain't allowed to leave yet.
Yeah, or something.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, Reets, remember that time you got booked at the airport?
Damn, bro.
That shit's way worse, bro. That's way worse of a
This
feeling.
is bonkers, man.
So, the day of, you go to the house on your way to the airport, or you go to the house and then come back to the resort. You take the regular bus with the tourists.
So we take the bus to the airport, and then they have like that's hold on. It was so long ago. So they pick us up from the resort,
Yeah.
take us to the house, and then they take us to the airport.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a bad move. Okay.
Any move
Right.
closer to the airport was good enough for me.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So then you get to the airport, and going through customs and like getting on the plane in St. Lucia is likely a breeze, right?
Yeah. And that's what he told me. He's like, don't worry. Like he told me they all know. They all know.
So they're just gonna let you through, no stress.
Yeah. Whether that was true or not, again, I don't know, because I can't make allegations.
They might have.
Right.
I mean,
you never know.
But that was enough to just yeah. Anyway, so we get on the plane, and like we're still sitting. We have to like wait for, I don't know, like 45 minutes at that airport, and it was the worst. It was like, sitting on like a soggy diaper.
Right.
Gross,
Like
man.
you're in Depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just have a bunch of Coke on your ass.
and in like yours too.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so the flight to Toronto was like the longest and shortest flight of my life. But then
Right.
we
It was like 4.5 hours.
I don't remember, because I was
Wow.
just in this like,
You don't even know what movie you watched.
I didn't watch a movie. I like ate a sandwich to try to look normal.
that's hilarious.
Well,
And paid for it like I just bought it because I wasn't even sitting beside him.
what?
Yeah, no, like
Why?
I don't know. Like I guess like the tickets that were booked, like I was beside like two people two like legitimate travelers.
And they don't even know
Meanwhile-
they're sent to this lady.
Dude, but like
stacked
for
to
me,
the-
I'm like, there's all sorts of things in this story where I'm like, man, I would have had them like as a couple. I would have made them ride the tourist bus back to the fucking airport. Like there's like, that's so weird. He didn't sit with you. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
So then like when you get off the plane, does he just attach himself from you?
No, he gave me no guidance on what I was supposed to do. And
Okay.
so
So they didn't coach you at all.
No. I guess he's like so desperate. And I guess I walked behind him the whole time. And like my eyes were just darting all over the place. And you go through the first security checkpoint, and like I don't even know who I am to him at this point. It's like, am I your girlfriend? Am I your friend? Like I don't know.
Right.
You didn't tell me anything.
terrifying.
Were you interested in dating him though?
No.
Okay, so you're not his girlfriend. So you get to the first security point, which is like you do your declaration and they check
Anything
your
to
passport.
declare, yeah.
Anything to declare.
Like, at that time, it was like still like like you still fill out like there
The
was
little
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was no machine then. We're
Yeah.
talking 2014,
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
So you get to the first person. Do you guys go up to the booth together?
I didn't, but I guess like that was another warning sign.
Yeah, another
For,
flag.
CBSA.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was just like pissed. Like, I didn't know what to do. He didn't tell me what to do.
Right. So you went solo up to and then we're like, I'm with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
okay.
they give you like anything to declare. You're like, no.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the suitcase, and then they scribble like a little.
X or something. Yeah.
No, not even X. It was a number.
Okay.
It was a number and permanent marker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Because if it's an X or a whatever, like.
Yeah, I think last time I got a red thing, and it could have been a number. It's up in the top corner.
They definitely write
And then you
something.
show it to the next person.
Yeah.
You turn and you show it to the next person, and you either go this way or you go this way.
Well, yeah, you go through the first part, and then you get your bags and stuff, and then
Yeah, at the end.
And then going out,
Yeah.
you can see like people with like their signs,
Yeah.
and I didn't even notice like that person was there prior in all my other travels, and then I saw them, and then they're like they looked at our cards and like, you got to go right, and I was like, okay, I know this is.
Yeah, this is bad.
But I also was kind of like relieved because then
Like, I'm out of this. I know.
He was in panic mode. He was telling me to like pull my dress down when my dress was already to the floor. Like
He got scared.
Yeah.
When you went right. Mm-hmm. And did they leave you guys together to sit, or like?
Never. They always separate.
No. They separate you immediately.
Dude,
Yeah.
immediately.
And then they make sure like you can't look at each other, like so your backs are
Right.
back to back.
Right.
Yes, man.
So I got searched doing that, but when I was traveling by myself coming home from Las Vegas, and I had the lady and the stainless steel table, and you put your bags up.
The ion scanner, and they're like their little thing.
Yeah, they wanded it. Well, I told her I went and saw Shania Twain as a single guy on Valentine's Day for myself, and she didn't search me.
Man.
Oh, sorry, it's the smoke. At the
No,
Yeah, we smoke it up. So
Okay, man, wait.
immediately, you obviously.
Man, they grab you. They tell you to go to some fucking buzzing side room and wait. And then what happens?
So it wasn't a side, like it was like
It's
another area.
the table, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
and there's a couple other people in there, and then
Yeah.
they ask like me a bunch of questions of what.
Where were you? What are you doing?
Like, oh, who are you with? And
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, we've done work together, and then they get into like, oh, so so do you like to party? And like, when was the last time you partied? Blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like I went to Vegas a couple weeks ago, and I was just honest,
Yeah.
And then they were just like, okay, like Miss O'Brien, like they went through my suitcase, went through it all, ion scanned it, nothing.
Right.
And then in the paperwork, it said like they could see this bulge under my dress, and so they're like, all right, Miss O'Brien, we're just gonna do one last thing. We're gonna physically search you. Is like
That okay? Right.
But they're like, but there's one last question. Like, do you have any?
Yeah. Any drugs on you?
Yeah. And
On
then
your person?
Yeah, and I looked at the floor for so long, like for it seemed like an eternity.
Yeah.
And it was like this.
Yeah. And you looked up at
Like
them,
that,
and they knew.
And I just said, yeah. 'Cause
Right.
I knew that at that point, I knew that everything was just like a lie, and I had to at that.
You were getting busted regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing is that like I say this about at the border and so forth, like if they're asking that question, do you have drugs on your person? Mm-hmm. You've already gone through like 6 different levels of security questions at that point
For them to arrive there.
for them to arrive at that question.
Probably more,
Right.
probably 20. Like the body
Right.
language, and then I
Yeah.
learned that like even like the way trips are booked.
Yep.
And I was also wearing a cardigan because I was cold on the plane, and like, oh, why is she wearing a cardigan? Like,
Yeah.
coming back from,
A warm country.
yeah.
Yeah, the splitting of the splitting of you guys at customs. There's a lot of different things in there that, like, for me, not even being a seasoned traveler and dealing with the border. I got pulled into the border on Monday. That would be red flags for me. So at that point, you say yes, and they immediately feel like this guy set you up or something, right?
No.
They thought you were culpable.
Well, they didn't like assume anything. They're just like, okay, we're gonna place you under arrest. And so I had to go into a holding cell at the airport, and then they had to test the drugs. And like I knew, like the one girl was asking me these things, and I was like, I just wanted to go home,
Yeah.
because I also knew how
Bad it was.
how enforcement officers can kind of ask you questions. So I was still kind of like just kind of protecting myself.
Yeah.
And saying like, I didn't know, like, and I just wanted to go home.
Yeah. Right.
So
they take the drugs off you. They strip search you or something, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, they know he's got drugs on him too. So he's off here. You're off here. You're admitting to everything and saying that you knew you had drugs on you.
Yeah, and like the second I admitted it, and then they went over and arrested him.
Yeah. He was a giveaway too if he was being a he-bag. So then they take you to a holding cell in the airport, and you spend how long there?
Honestly, I was there like a long time. I had to get arrested by the RCMP, and then I went downstairs, and then I think I was arrested by CBSA, and then RCMP, and then I had to go to the local jail for the weekend.
Right, to like Toronto jail. Milton or something.
Like it was called Vanier, I guess.
Wow.
For the weekend.
For the weekend.
Because
And you got bail on Monday?
Because it was a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, like I didn't know where I was going. I was like, okay, like and I was still like stone cold sober. Like I tried to have a nap. Like they thought it was like a class clown because I had like tried to have a nap, and they're like, you can't lie down, you can't do this. I was like,
Right. Wow.
I know, man.
I did not
so
realize
much.
the magnitude of the situation. You know, because I think I was actually relaxed at that point because I was home safe.
I'm in Canada.
Yeah. I was
Well,
like,
I mean, in compared to getting caught in a foreign country with drugs, yeah.
yeah.
Canada seems like at least you know you're going to go somewhere where you'll have some sort of dignity, even in jail, right? Like something compared to Mexico or something.
Yeah.
So, you really, at what exact moment, I'm sure you can remember it, at what exact moment was it when you like realized the magnitude of what was going on?
It was when my parents came to bail me out of jail, and they were going through like a really horrific divorce, and they still came there, and I was like brought into the courtroom in shackles, hand and foot, and I could just see my mom just like look at me like, oh my God, thank God you're okay.
Yeah. You're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then also it wasn't until like a year and a half later that I was like, okay, you're going to prison. I was like, what? You know, and I think another like.
So you got bail and you were out living your life.
No,
what did you do?
No, I was on house arrest.
You're on house
I
arrest.
was on house arrest with an assurity, which was my mother.
Right.
Because
You have a bracelet?
No, because I was allowed to go to work, and I was like, they could tell I was very low risk. You know,
Right.
I wasn't like violent or I wasn't a flight risk. So obviously I had no passport.
Right. At that point, were you at all worried that there was going to be repercussions from like the drug dealers?
Yeah, absolutely. I was living in paranoia and terror.
Fuck yeah.
And because I was in house arrest, I was still allowed to run my business, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. So I was living and trying to run this business like are my plates being like, you know,
Yeah.
and
So you were still running social media accounts?
I had to because I was allowed to go to work, and that was my work, and I had like legal fees and yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't lose clients?
No, because I didn't talk about it. My lawyer was like,
You didn't know. Your lawyer said,
and then when I went to prison, and I told the people that I worked with, obviously, and then I tried to hand it off to someone that I was working with, and it didn't end up working out. But
right.
They were like, don't talk about this, you know, and
right.
And at the end of the day, I still thought it wasn't as serious as it was. I thought I could.
Yeah,
explain. I didn't study the criminal code because I didn't plan it.
Right. You thought that you could get off kind of because you didn't mean to do it. They had set you up. You didn't intend to go there to smuggle drugs.
Yeah. But then I also I realized that I did have responsibilities and take accountability.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of how life works, right? You don't always see the red flags of things that are going wrong. And sometimes they're not always your complete responsibility for all of the things that happen, but you have to take responsibility on the backside of it because the signs were there. And, but hindsight's 20/20. That's what they say, right? You know, because as we're having this conversation, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are like, you know, bitch, why did you go to an island with a guy? You know, why, when he said that, there'll be tons of people that would say the red flags are there. But when you're in the moment and you're living life, it's hard to see those things. Like you say, you're colorblind. It's hard to, and then when you get put into a position, it's like all of these people that
these armchair fucking experts.
Yeah, all these people that are so.
You should have done this. You should have done this.
Yeah, you're so solid. All these people that are like, you shouldn't rat on someone, but if they ever got in a shitty situation, and they would do the same thing. They're not as solid as they say they are.
Man, that shit's fucked up.
It's easy to say you do something, but then
You did some jail time?
Yeah, well, I got a 4-year. I did. I pled guilty, kind of right away because
right.
what I did I brought drugs over the border, and you know, I caused fucking turmoil for my family, and I knew that even though I didn't concoct this whole scheme, but I also knew that like the substance use at that point in my life was an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was hurting my family more. And
They were aware of your drug use?
yeah.
Yeah, they were aware.
I mean, like,
okay.
we're all on drugs in certain ways. Like,
Yeah.
there's people that are like, oh, I don't do drugs. It's like, meanwhile, you know, everyone's addicted to something.
100%.
20 coffees a day, and yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to multiple things. So let's keep that 100%.
Snacks.
It is what it is, bro.
Snacks.
It is
Open
what it
up
is.
to us, brother. What's
I had a really bad Monday, Mike. I had a really bad Sunday night.
You tried to get me to join that.
I know. It was an
Tell me
adventure.
the second you hit that deer, you didn't go, man, Mike Rita.
I think there was a story where I was like, fuck Mike Rita. It's all his fault. So there's similarities between my adventure and yours, I'll tell you that. So you pled guilty right away, which is smart, because at that point, you know, taking responsibility for it, you're not going to be able to fight that. That's a hard one to get, hard one to win. And you got a 4-year sentence, and you go to jail.
Prison. It's more chic.
Prison.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a prison.
Yeah, obviously,
babe.
you went to like a female jail.
Female jail.
Which is thankfully, yeah, I'm pretty sure they have those, which I don't understand, because like that must be like
You don't understand why they're keeping chicks and
no.
dudes in jail
I
apart?
just like the population of I always assume that convicts are guys. The population of female prison has to be like the prison has to be like, you know, 5% of what the male incarceration rate is.
Yeah, but it's actually up a lot more because
of male influences fucking people over, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're demons sometimes, man. I don't know what the fuck, man.
No, I love men. I love guys. Like, I think there's like so many great guys out there in the world.
God, man, it's so hard for people these days when you're nice. So many fucking assholes out there.
Women can be fucking assholes too. So.
Oh, I got good stories about that, but this isn't my podcast. This is your podcast. I have whole other episodes about that shit. Snacks alive. So, what is going through your head the day before you're about to go to prison? You're 25, 26 years old?
I'm 26.
26.
27? I know it was January 16th, 2018.
Yeah.
And sometimes my age, I don't.
You forget it?
Yeah, like I remember like the events.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm like, oh, it's my birthday. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
What are you born, 1990?
1998. 1988.
1988.
Yeah.
Whoa, you just chopped 10 years off your life like Glenn Wells did the other day when he did the math. Wow. So the night before you're going to prison, this is going to be a really weird question, but it's one of the ones like, what was the last thing you ate on the outside?
Me and my family, we went to the keg, and I told them I was going to camp. I told this waitress, I was like, I'm going to camp.
Wow.
And the next
What
day
did you know? Wait. What did you have at the keg though?
Baseball steak.
Fuck yeah, the 12-ounce baseball steak. How do you cook that shit?
Barry Bonds that shit, darling.
Oh fuck yeah! This is why I'm asking the question. I was a kegger. I worked at the keg for many years.
Like that,
So
New York strip.
So no, but baseball. So how do you cook? How do you get that though? Because you know you can't cook that like more than medium normally. That even medium's hard.
I always got it rare.
Rare. Oh, that's a good steak.
Jesus Christ, you fucking ruthless.
Dude, you know what a baseball steak is? This shit's like this fucking thick. It's like a fucking
baseball.
It's like a fucking baseball. That's a heavy order. You do the garlic, the 3 cheese butter on your mash too, or do you do a baked potato, like a fully loaded baked potato?
At that time, I think I got escargot as a side.
Damn,
Yeah, you're going to the fucking clink.
Well,
You're
now-
going to the clink, bro. You gotta have the.
Well, this is what I'm asking.
You gotta have the bacon wrapped scallops too. 2-3 orders of that. Fuck, man. You know.
So your family takes you out to dinner.
Yeah.
Your mom and your dad go together with you?
Yeah, because we didn't see it some people were like, oh my God, this is like the end. Like I saw that, I was like, I'm pumped. Like I don't want to say that I was pumped because like my family was still scared, but like I knew that if I was going to prison and I knew my circumstances, that prison isn't like, people in prison aren't what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Well,
man,
and
what was that like, yo? You got a bunch of tattoos, prison tattoos.
No.
Who'd you ride with, Aryan? She rode with the Aryan? No, I don't know. I'm just making up.
No.
Joe.
Did you play a lot of basketball? Did you lift weights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we would put like salt in like empty like laundry detergent. containers.
Yeah. And you'd lift like the fucking like Tide.
Yeah. But I was in like a medium facility. So
Is there a maximum women's facility?
Yeah, like if you're.
What do you think? You cut your dick, your man's dick off, stab, fucking kill your kids, all those psycho broads.
Oh yeah, I guess there is a few of those.
The women that actually did that, it was because they had like brain damage from all the
abuse. Yeah.
Which is actually awful, man.
Fucking
or
wild.
just like mental, like a lot of people had mental illness, and then sometimes people were just fighting for their life, but then didn't see anything other than violence, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
So
I'm like the least violent person. I've only been in one fight in my life, and
did you win?
yeah, I kind of jerseyed someone in high school.
Nice.
Yeah, like hockey style.
Wait, man, I got so many.
Fuck yeah! Where were you born?
Hamilton.
In Hamilton, Steel City. Rough fucking city too.
Go Ticats.
Did you ever go to Fanibus?
I actually went. Like, so you know Bubba?
I don't know anyone.
Yeah, you do. You must know Bubs.
I went to Fanibus with this guy. He was booked
year?
there. Yeah, he did the comedy.
Okay, so Bubba Nicholson. Oh, he like or.
We don't know anyone.
I was actually he works for Aurora.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then he owns like Graybeard.
Oh yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So he
I do know.
Yeah. So
I don't. Shout out Bubba though. I love your name.
I told him that I was coming to see you. He's like, oh, that's awesome.
Listen.
Is that we went there and I was like, it looked like somewhere that the Joker would live.
Were you in the audience that night with me?
Yeah, man.
You came with me to.
Yeah, remember when we got off? I drove, and when we got off the exit, I was like, "Where are we going?"
I don't remember you being there. I thought I went alone.
That's how I felt when I got here. So
I swear to God,
touche.
Are you kidding me? It's three blocks from the beach. Emily, it's beautiful country
There's
out
like
here.
there's like a mountain sunset a couple blocks away. So.
Yeah, right now it's going down.
But wait, all right, wait. I have so many questions. So you're in the clink, you stab abroad. Oh, no, okay, I'm done. All right, so listen. So you're in the clink, and who are some of the people? Like not who, but did you hang around with other like criminals that you were like, man, this is like pretty intense. These people are fucking.
There were intense events for sure, but like when you're in prison, there are like only three things that will get you kind of in trouble. One of them is prison debt. The other one is like the crime that you committed.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And the third one is like messing with people's relationships.
right.
Oh yeah.
Or sorry, there's four, and that's like if people know that you're a rat.
Who taught you those, or you just picked up on them?
Yeah, because I lived with all these people.
How long did you do?
I did all 4 years, but in different ways. I did a year in, and then I lived in a halfway house, and then I did the rest on parole, and that's kind of how Comeback Snacks started. But I started the idea for Comeback Snacks actually inside prison.
Right, and the way and I do know this because the snack part was popcorn was one of the most accessible things to you guys in the canteen, and you use different. Or the people you were in with used different unique things to spice it up so it wasn't so bland or whatever, and that's where you came up with the idea. Yeah,
but also like people would use things and create their own like home cooked meals and like share it with people. Like we had birthdays in there, and people make cakes, and we like
Jail cake.
Well, you could actually get like no, it wasn't Betty Crocker's no name cake mix.
It's Comeback Snacks that sell itself. The story sells itself. Fuck you guys, man. You'll buy the snacks. They're good.
Even like some fucking Dragon's Den shit. But all right.
You did the Dragon's Den?
I did actually when I got out, and it was awesome. And
was that guy a dick to you? That Mr. Wonderful Kevin Leary?
He wasn't on the show. He was on Shark Tank at the time.
Oh, he was doing the American one. He's a fucking sellout. Who was on the show?
It was Arlene Dickinson.
She seems nice.
Yeah,
she seems cool.
Michelle Romano.
I don't know who that is.
She's like in the tech space. So
okay.
Yeah. And then Lee Merrifield.
I don't think I know who that is.
And then two other people.
What's the other guy?
Jim
True Living.
Yeah, from Boston Pizza.
Yeah, he used to work for the RCMP.
Yeah, he seems cool though. He seems like he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went on. We passed the audition, and then we went on the show, and then we got like two like on air deals. But obviously, like it's TV.
Right.
But we still went, and yeah, like, and they didn't end up airing the episode, but we just fought like no, but that's okay because that's why people think that like you got to go on Dragon's Den, that will build your business. But
no.
But it's like it's a great thing that's out there, but you can't also like be like crying in a corner if it doesn't go on the air. It just makes you build things for yourself.
No kidding.
Right.
Even more, and build your own brand instead of hopping on their back to build something build something up that's yours.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's 100% accurate. You have people that will say things and they'll invest in you, and if they're gonna put their money in you, then that obviously means that you're worth keeping it for yourself. 100 0 deals. You know what I mean? Instead of like 70
Snacks, I want
30s.
you to put your money in me.
That sounds so dirty when you say it.
Take the money and run.
Put it in my suitcase.
So you did multiple different things. What was the one thing that, like, when you were in prison? She said prison, right? Was the way to say that? It was a politically correct thing.
I've been going
No,
with
it's not.
clink.
It's not political.
I'm going with the clink.
What was like besides popcorn? What was like
joint.
the one thing that
Slammer.
that like gave you feelings of home? Like you had to have something that you were attaching to that like reminded you of home. Like
I didn't really want to think of home because
Really?
like home was something that I needed to. I mean, like my family came to visit me, but like I wasn't there to feel like home. I was there to be separated from everything and take everything in and learn from that.
Who was
Right.
the better visit, mom or dad?
No, both of them.
Both good visits?
what a great question though.
Bro, because sometimes, like, if it was my house, my mother would be the worst one. Because she would try to, like, bring me shit and give me shit and, like, you're fat, what are you doing, you know? But my father would come in and be like, hey.
So
How's the clink?
what was the activity then that you used to pass the time the most? Like you play cards? Did you work out? What was the thing that you did the most in there? Did you read? Did you write?
I read 82 books. I didn't pass
Holy
the time.
Christ.
I was like, because I knew like the legal fees were expensive. And I also knew that I wanted to get off like the substances. And I also realized who my actual friends were, like people that actually came to visit me, people that like wrote me letters. And then that's when I realized that there was people that were I was just there as like, you know, their drunk friend or like, you know, someone
Yeah,
that
they
would,
turn their back on you.
do rip lines with and
Yeah.
I
This
was
is
I
fire.
was a convenience to them.
Buddy.
Bro, this is fire.
Intermission. Eat
No,
it.
this is the podcast, my God.
Holy fuck.
Buddy, these are so sweet and salty, it's stupid.
This is fire.
Listen, everybody, we're not doing this. You know me and Snacks, we don't fuck around. It's not because
No
fucking
Cap
ends here.
Podcast.
No Cap Podcast. These are absolutely fire, dude. They're fucking peanut butter and jelly.
Mikey, this is caramel bugle territory.
Wow. Dude, not because you're here, I swear. These are fucking stupid, girl.
Wow.
I'm taking this one.
That's fine. There's other ones that are sealed.
Snackman.
So, Comeback Snacks started when you were in prison.
Yeah.
Were you selling like from prison,
No.
or
It's
you
like-
the genesis of the idea started in prison?
Yeah.
And as soon as you got out, feet to the ground.
Yeah. And I got like a job at the gym because parole officers, obviously most ventures of, you know, entrepreneurship of
Don't
people coming
succeed,
out of
yeah.
prison or are just, you know, they're used to people coming out of prison, and so I had to like prove myself, but I also knew that I didn't have money, you know. I had to work at the gym and build it.
Yeah. How much money did you lose? What was your legal fees? How much money did it cost you?
At the end of the day, 50,000.
Fuck.
But get this, how much is rehab if you want to go per month?
So I was gonna ask this.
Oh no,
It got you
You
clean.
gotta answer.
I don't know. Lots. $5,000 a month.
More than that, if you can get in. And how
If
much,
you can get in.
How much is a business degree?
Yeah.
50 grand. I was like, I'm not letting a dime of this
Go to waste.
go to waste. So I made every day in there meaningful.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, and that's kind of the sad irony of the whole situation is that the guy who's preaching to you sobriety exploits your drug use as a good person, and in the end of it was also responsible for your sobriety because you went to jail and you learned a very hard lesson and you came out sober.
Yeah.
Which is fucking wild to think that it I don't want to say helped you, but it helped you.
It did. It did. It was like and that's why going there, I wasn't afraid.
See, and the crazy part is that you hear about prison system, and again I think the one thing is that most convicts are males. and are just delinquents. But it actually it rehabilitated you. And normally the prison system gets a knock of not being able to rehabilitate people, and they become like it puts them down when they come out and stuff. But it actually helped you, and it made you stronger. Even it seems like you came out the gate, and like this is an amazing product. I'm not lying.
I wasn't gonna let it beat me, but I also realized that the system is very like unfair to a lot of people, and that's why now I work with like.
But you employ other women that have
but we're small, so like because I wanted to scale like what I believed in, I work with other employers and like job hiring agencies and the Ministry of Labor,
right?
Because it's true, like people are like, oh, people from prison steal, they don't want to come to work, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you've never had someone steal from you that didn't have a record? Like
yeah, that's how you get a record, dum dum.
Yeah, or like people will steal anyway, or people won't show up anyway. And what I like saw in so many people there was like that drive to just be considered a human. And prison in itself like makes most people worse.
And that's what I'm getting at. Is that prison? The knock on it is it that it doesn't rehabilitate people.
No,
people go to prison for a petty crime and come out with a degree in all sorts of crazy crimes.
Bro, this is the best popcorn.
It's so fucking good, dude.
Try the lemon meringue.
No way, man. It's so dangerous.
You know what they say when life gives you lemons, make fucking lemonade and sell that lemonade.
I love your cute little cartoon. Like,
so good it's criminal. Made with conviction, darling.
Did you come up with that slogan? So good it's criminal.
Yeah, because I was sick of reading in the paperwork that you're just a criminal. You're convicted. And I was like, oh, watch this.
Yeah, you know what though? Everyone makes mistakes, man.
Amazing, man.
I love that you embrace former inmate, because the story is fucking crazy. It's like it's Netflix, obviously. I'm sure like there's multiple, but the fucked up part about this is that as unique as your story is, minus this, it is actually really common. Like that women are exploited as drug mules and end up incarcerated, and like it's so fucked up, man. It's wild to me how that happens. But this popcorn is definitely kicking on caramel bugle territory, Mike. It's fucking nuts.
This is easily
try that one.
A 9.9 perfect fucking score.
It sweet, salty.
Have we ever given something a 10? Might be it. God, I'll eat this whole fucking bag.
I don't think we've ever given anything a 10, but we've gone crazy for things before. But this is that's why I bring up the caramel bugles.
I promise you, I am not fucking sucking your dick. This is so fucking good. Why did you choose peanut butter and jelly?
Because peanut butter and jelly is like nostalgic, and also in prison I would melt peanut butter and jam and put it on the popcorn, and then this was kind of like a legacy flavor that I wanted to incorporate from my past, present at the time, and future.
It is so fucking good. Where people listening right now, I'm gonna share this all over my social media. Where can they find this brand, but more importantly, this flavor?
Comebacksnacks.com, and then there's a shop link for that PBJ flavor. We're in like 800 stores. But I can't tell exactly where to get that flavor because every store has like their own inventory, like they order at different times.
Buy it online.
So if you want that exact combination, or
cut out all the stores. Go and buy it right from Emily herself. Okay. Comebacksnacks.com.
Yeah.
Forget all that other stuff. /shop. Whatever.
Oh my god.
It's ridiculous,
dude.
I know. People are like, oh, well, she went from trafficking drugs to making people addicted to food. And
I'm okay with that.
You know what's hilarious is one time I got pulled in at the border, and the guy asked me if I had any drugs, and I told him all I had was sugar because I sell snacks, and I was bringing tons and tons of snacks from America into Canada.
Yeah.
And I've been pulled in quite a few times, and every time they're like, what the hell? Like, why do you have all of this sugar? And I said, it's the world's biggest drug.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh my
fuck,
God.
that shit's good, Mike.
Thank you.
So,
all right. Em seems pretty confident that these are going to be fire as well.
You going to get into those too?
The lemon meringue?
Can we?
Yeah, they're for you. And I brought savory, but I don't think it'd go well with mixing the palate.
This is in.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Comebacksnacks.com.
That's a 10, bro. I
What's your-
It's that fish scale of popcorn, you know.
Oh, wow. She's bringing in the Coke terms. It's right straight off the boat.
All right, you go first. I went first on these ones.
What was the favorite thing that you did in St. Lucia besides smuggle drugs back?
Go to karaoke and sing Frank fucking Sinatra.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Wah.
You didn't do any excursions or anything?
No.
Fuck, man. That guy's cheap.
Yeah, she did do an excursion
we
to the
did.
drug dealer's house.
Yeah.
We rented jet skis on the first day, and that was another funny thing because like my legs were so sore, like trying to go through the airport. So I was waddling with 2 kilos of coke, waddling because my legs are sore, waddling because I'm wearing this ugly ass dress.
2 keys of Coke is like four
Nothing.
and a half pounds. It's not even a lot of Coke.
No, I know exactly.
Wow.
That's a whole other discussion, but
My God.
Wow. This shit's fucking stupid, bro. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow, bro.
perfect.
Oh my fucking God.
Do you eat your own snacks?
Yeah, if I'm starving, yeah, of course. I'll eat it anytime. I don't get sick of it.
Because, like, that'd be dangerous. And Biggie said you can't get high on your own supply. I could, like, bro.
Look at the drizzle. There's lemon drizzle on it, you fuckers. Did you hear me?
Perfect.
No.
Okay, well, I should probably head back to Hamilton. I love you guys, but
It's time to go.
yeah, it's almost
done?
10.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
you
you
arrived
gotta-
late. That's what happened.
Well,
You get
So
bad
far.
directions.
My bad directions? Wow. Throwing me under the bus. Emily O'Brien, tell them where they can find you on Instagram, because you have an Instagram for the comeback snacks as well as your personal one, right?
yes, it's at Comeback Snacks, and my personal one is at ems.o'brien, but you'll share it.
Yeah, I won't put it up there.
Or just search at Emily O'Brien Popcorn, or Google the Popcorn Girl or Emily O'Brien Prison. All come up.
Right. Does jail come up too, or only prison?
I don't know. It probably will.
One last question before you go. Fuck, marry, kill, Vanilla Ice, Ice Cube, Iced Tea.
Run away from all no.
Wow, that's a hard take.
Adios.
All right. Emily, I'll let you off without the question that we ask everybody. It's been a pleasure to have you. This popcorn's fucking fire.
Dude.
How many flavors do you have?
5 of the caramel and 2 of the savory.
There's more to this?
Yeah.
Mike, there's more. Comebacksnacks.com.
The
Emily
most
O'Brien.
dangerous woman in all of snacks.
100%. We're going to do a theme song before you go, okay? You remember it now? Do you know how it works now?
Say facts instead of snacks.
No, you say snacks instead of facts.
Okay.
Okay? Right into this. It kind of fell down. Okay? Mikey?
Oh, sounds like my life in 2015.
You got jokes. All right.
Relax and take jokes.
While I eat popcorn after the marijuana.
It's so fucking good. Mikey. Shout out Liquid Death. Shout out Can of Match.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
The snacks of life.
The
Snacks
facts
of
of life. There's a time you gotta go and show you grow, and now you know about
The snacks of life.
The
snacks of life.
When the
The
world
Snacks of Life podcast would like to thank Emily from Comeback Snacks for sharing her fantastic story and her even somehow better popcorn. Unbelievable product. We cannot shout it out enough, and we can't shout out canonmatch.ca enough. Thank you so much for being our sponsor, and shout out one more time to Liquid Death for always coming through with the delicious Wawa.
See you next week, guys.